Okay, everybody, breathe in through your nose, let it out through your mouth. Air enters your nose, down the back of your throat it goes, and then it flows into a tube called the trachea. Now this trachea divides, and now you've got two bronchial tubes for the air to flow through. Once in your lungs, these tubes you see keep on dividing, branching out like a tree. At the end of all these branches are tiny air sacs called alveoli, and that's a fact. Picture with me an upside-down tree. Use your hands, and it's easier to understand. The trunk comes down, divides into two main branches, and these branches keep dividing into many, many smaller branches. The tubes which bring air into your body resemble this tree. The trunk is the trachea. The two main branches are the bronchial tubes. The bronchial tubes divide into many smaller branches called bronchioles. At the end of bronchioles are millions of tiny balloon-like sacs called alveoli. These fill with air. Now, in order to suck the air inside, your chest has got to get big and wide, so certain muscles help your chest expand. And the most important one is called the diaphragm. It divides your chest from your abdomen, and when it moves down, there's room for air to rush in. Meanwhile, the intercostal muscles come into play. Those are the muscles between your ribs which push them up and away. When your diaphragm moves up, well, the air rushes out along the very same tubes we've been talking about. But getting air into and out of your lungs is only one half the job that needs to be done. Now your body's got to get that oxygen out of the air that you just breathed in, and make sure it reaches each cell inside, where it can get traded for carbon dioxide, and all that is part of breathing. Oh, yeah. Did you know that your diaphragm is the second hardest working muscle in your body? There's only one muscle that works harder. Do you know what that is? Right, your heart. Now, when your diaphragm moves down and your ribs come up and away, air rushes in to fill up the extra space in your chest. Then, your diaphragm moves up, the ribs come back, and the air flows out. Getting air into and out of your lungs is called external respiration. But the air in your lungs is not yet ready for your body to use. So after external respiration comes internal respiration, which gets the air out of your lungs and into your blood. And once it's in your blood, the air can reach all of your cells. Here's how it happens. As the air flows in, it fills up millions of tiny balloon-like air sacs called alveoli. Everybody say alveoli. Good. Now, if we could see them close up, they'd look something like this. And it's here that your body gets oxygen out of the air and into your blood. Now, there are more than 300 million alveoli in your lungs, and each one is surrounded by those tiny blood vessels, the capillaries. As the air flows in, the oxygen passes through the walls of the alveoli, where it gets picked up by the blood and carried to every cell in your body. Now, when your cells combine food and oxygen, they release carbon dioxide, which the blood carries back to the lungs, where it passes first into the alveoli and then up and out as you exhale. So your heart and your lungs are working together to bring the oxygen out of the air and into the blood. The respiratory and circulatory systems are partners.